We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. How fear, thought, and perception shape our lives. Introduction. Fear, anxiety, worrying, these are the invisible burdens we carry, often heavier than any real threat. Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." In these 10 words lies a profound truth about the human condition. We are not merely the victims of circumstance. We are often the architects of our own misery. This reflection will explore how imagined suffering dominates our modern minds, how ancient wisdom can offer relief, and how we can train ourselves to return to reality, the place where most fears dissolve. This will explore the neuroscience of imagined fear, how Stoicism trains emotional resilience, why social media intensifies anxiety, the cost of catastrophizing, practical methods to train the mind and liberate the self. Let's dismantle the illusions. Part 1. The anatomy of imagined suffering. 1. The mind as a double-edged sword. The human imagination is a gift. It built civilizations, created art, explored galaxies. But left unchecked, it creates monsters. We fear rejection before it happens. We relive conversations that never occurred. We rehearse worst-case scenarios as if they were inevitable. 2. The biology of fear. The amygdala, a small almond-shaped structure in the brain, processes threats. But it can't distinguish between imagined danger and real danger. When you imagine losing your job, getting sick, or being humiliated, your body reacts as if it's happening. Cortisol spikes, breathing shortens, muscles tense. You're not in danger, but your body doesn't know that. 3. The loop of suffering. Anxiety feeds on imagination. The more you think about what could go wrong, the more real it feels. The more real it feels, the more you think about it. This feedback loop is why many people suffer more in thought than in experience. Part 2. Seneca's Stoic antidote for accept what is, question what isn't. Seneca wrote, "There is nothing so wretched or foolish as to anticipate misfortunes." He wasn't naive. He understood loss, pain, and hardship. But he also understood that most pain isn't caused by the event itself. It's caused by our anticipation of it. 5. Negative visualization. Preparing without panicking. Ironically, Stoics practiced premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. They visualized the worst-case scenario, but not to suffer, to prepare. You imagine losing your wealth, being insulted, dying tomorrow, not to fear it. To liberate yourself from it, so that when or if it comes you are already free. 6. The freedom of now. Seneca emphasized living in the present. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. We don't suffer reality. We suffer our stories about it. To return to now is to return to sanity. Part 3. The modern world of imagined threats. 7. Social media. The comparison engine. Scrolling Instagram or TikTok, you see someone richer than you, someone happier, someone more loved. Your mind turns this into, "I'm not enough. I'm missing out. I'll never be like them." But you don't know their truth. Their smile may hide pain. Their success may hide emptiness. You suffer from fiction. 8. The news cycle of doom. News sells fear. Headlines are designed to spike your amygdala. Economic collapse imminent. War is coming. Deadly disease spreading. But your day is calm, your food is warm, your heart is beating. The news is a global horror reel. You live in your living room. 9. Mental health and the crisis of overthinking. Anxiety disorders now affect over 300 million people. Much of it stems not from trauma but from the mind's interpretation of what might happen. Therapists know this. CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, trains people to question thoughts, not obey them. Part 4. Real-world stories of imagined versus real pain. 10. The CEO who couldn't sleep. Maria ran a successful startup, but she lived in terror of failure. Every investor meeting gave her nightmares, yet the business never collapsed. Her imagined fear created more suffering than any financial struggle ever did. 11. The student who froze. Daniel feared public speaking. The thought of stuttering in front of 200 classmates haunted him. But when he finally spoke, he was fine. His imagined disaster never occurred. He suffered for months over a fantasy. 12. The parent who feared loss. A mother once told her therapist, "I constantly picture my child getting in an accident." The therapist asked, "How often has it happened?" "Never," she replied. "Then you've lived through hundreds of deaths that never happened." Part 5. Training the mind to return to reality. 13. Mindfulness. Attention without judgment. Mindfulness teaches us to observe thoughts, not become them. When fear arises, label it. This is a fear thought. Watch it. Let it pass. Meditation, breath work, journaling. These tools don't eliminate imagination. They ground it. 14. Stoic journaling each night. Write. What made me worrying today? Did it come true? What did I imagine? What is real? You will discover 90% of your pain was mental fog. 15. Voluntary discomfort. Take cold showers. Fast for a day. Walk in the rain. Seneca did this to teach himself, "I can endure this. I feared it, but I lived through it." Reality is easier than we think, but we must train to face it. Part 6. Cross-philosophical perspective. 16. Buddhism. Thought is not the self. The Buddha taught, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." Fear is a thought, not truth. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. 17. Christianity. Faith over fear. "Do not be anxious about tomorrow," said Jesus. Faith invites surrender. It reminds us that trust dissolves anxiety. Reality is not always controllable, but fear is always a choice. 18. Taoism. Flow with reality. The Tao Te Ching teaches non-resistance. Flow with what is rather than fear what might be. Water never worries about the stone in its path. It flows around it. Part 7. Integration. Living the quote daily. 19. Reality checks. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, ask, "Is this happening now? Or am I imagining it? What do I know to be true right now?" Return to this moment. It is usually safe. 20. The fear list. Make a list. Things you fear. Worst case outcomes. Likelihood of them happening. You will see most are low risk. Many are irrational. A few are manageable. Clarity beats catastrophe. 21. Radical acceptance. Sometimes what you fear does happen. You lose the job. The illness comes. The heartbreak hurts. And yet you survive. You adapt. You grow. Reality, even when hard, is still easier than fear. Conclusion. Be the architect of peace, not pain. Seneca knew. Our minds are powerful, but without discipline, they destroy us. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality, but we don't have to. Return to now. Reclaim your thoughts. Reframe your fears. You are stronger than your imagination, but only if you learn to step outside of it. Suffering imagined is optional. Suffering faced is bearable. Choose the real.